So this question is really about relating y and x and getting rid of these other two variables, m and n. So since I already have y isolated, I am going to keep it this way and then try to get rid of m and n. So the first thing I'm going to do is to manipulate this and to express n in terms of x and m. So I'm going to use this equation. So cross multiply, and then to isolate n, I'm going to move it to the other side. So n minus nx, factor out the n, and then to isolate n, divide by 1 minus x. So now I have n in terms of x and m. I'll replace that here. And you can now see that the m term will drop out because I can, the shortcut, usually I will just strike these out. But the longer way, so that you can see it clearly, is factor out the m, then strike it out. Then all I have to do is to simplify the denominator. This would be 1 minus x minus x. So this becomes 1 over 1 minus 2x over 1 minus x. And then you multiply it by its reciprocal. And that would be y in terms of x. That's answer choice A. So this is one way to do it. There's probably, I'm going to show you the second way, but there may be other ways too, depending on your preference. So what I'm actually going to do is to create this ratio, either m over n or n over m, depending on. And I'm going to flip these, so that becomes m minus n over m is 1 over y, divide by m. So that means n over m is equal to 1 minus 1 over y, essentially moving this here, moving that. I'm going to do that here as well. So flipping both sides, then dividing by n. So I get m over n is 1 over x minus 1. So these two equations I can multiply because this product would be 1. And I'm going to get this. So I need to isolate y, so it's just really about manipulating this piece. So this piece is 1 minus x over x, and it's going to move to that side. So you can see in the exam, obviously I'm not going to write every single step because it's more work. Then I move this over to this side. And you certainly have to kind of come up with your preference in terms of how you like to manipulate things. You'll see I'm doing it in a particular way. Because that's kind of what I prefer. And then you just flip this again. And again, we get the answer choice A. This one is probably more complicated, but sometimes in the exam, once you make that as a decision or that's what you see, then, I would just kind of persist with it. Of course, this one is better, but that's always in hindsight. So to recap, the answer is A.